I've double checked my count and I'm ready to start braiding my focal section with the mushroom beads. I've noticed that my braid is long enough now that it's going to rest on the table while I work, so I'm just going to tie this into a knot before I get started. And then put your weight back on it. All right, here's my next move, warp number 1. These mushrooms go in pretty easily. You see how the whole portion of the bead is near the point of braiding. We're caught on this first perpendicular cross warp. That's what we want to see here. We don't want something like this. All right, that's no good. If you're looking at the point of braiding and you see the domed part of the mushroom staring up at you, fix that. Push that back where that belongs. This is the move that's trickiest. So I have to get my seed bead into this little pocket, but it's gonna have to scoot itself over the mushroom bead to get there. So sometimes it needs a little bit more of a push, or what I like to do is sort of swing your warp cord around and sort of bring it in from the side like that. And now it's time for that next mushroom. Again, just tuck it in. We want the whole of the bead right next to the perpendicular cross warp and the domed bulbous portion of the mushroom pointing away from the point of braiding. Time for another mushroom. Notice that the mushrooms are going in as partners. That's how we strung this pattern. So if you have a mushroom on the top right down move, there should be a corresponding mushroom for bottom left up. If there's not, you'll need to stop and see what's happening. Notice how this one, I needed to give it just a little bit of a kick there because the mushroom below it is taking up space. I'll show you that again when I'm holding it in my hand. I don't typically braid on a stand. That's just to help me keep it in frame. Give that a little bit of an extra push. I can also use my thumb to hold it as I bring the cord up. There we go. Double check your work occasionally as you're braiding by looking underneath the disc. Do this carefully if you're gonna rotate your disc. I like to put my fingers on top to make sure that my warps don't slide out of the foam disc there, but I just want to turn this a little bit so that I can see, here's my braid, and I can confirm that I have a nice double helix spiral forming. I can see that the teardrops are entering in pairs. Here's a set, and on, right? They just are rotating around and around. That's what we want. If you don't have this, you need to unbraid and check your counts.